The RowdCAST contains adult languages, adult themes, and adult situations. Viewer discretion is advised.
No! No! No!
I spoke to God today, and she said that she's ashamed. What have I become? What have I done? I spoke to the devil today, and he swears he's not to blame. And I understood, 'cause I feel the same. Arms wide open, I stand alone. I'm no hero, and I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong, I can hardly care. I'm on the wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. I heard from God today, and she sounded just like me. What have I done? And who have I become? I saw the devil today, and he looked a lot like me. I looked away. I turned away. Arms wide open, I stand alone. I'm no hero, and I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong, I can hardly care. I'm on the wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell.
Oh, motherfuckers. I'm back in the motherfucking house. Rowdy Radloff. This is the RowdCAST. Another episode of your favorite online radio station. I brought a buddy with me tonight. He's called in before. I've had him on before, but this time he's going to play the main guest for me. And he's a pretty interesting cat. So without further ado, I introduce Dan Lepley to the RowdCAST audience. What up, brother?
What's going on, man?
How you doing tonight on this wonderful Sunday night?
Living the dream.
I feel you, man. So am I. How you guys get some snow over the weekend? Did you get snow last night, or did it not snow down there?
No, it didn't snow down here. It was too warm, I think.
Yeah, we got about an inch of snow. It's surprising, comes out of fucking nowhere, and everything's covered. And then it kind of got cold today, so everything kind of iced over. But if you live in Ohio, you get used to that bullshit.
Yeah.
If you're from the north or the south.
Yeah. It don't matter where you're from in Ohio, it sucks.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's new with you, man? What's Dan been doing? How's your world?
It's good. I got married about 3 or 4 months ago.
Oh yeah, dude! Congratulations.
Yeah.
Is it awesome being married or what?
Nothing really changed. We lived together for close to a year before we got married, so nothing really changed. But
yeah, once you live just with someone, that's like the real test. It's like if you can live with someone and tolerate them, and you like being around them and stuff, then the marriage is just a fucking certificate.
Yeah,
it's just a license. The real test is tolerating someone.
It's just something so I can get health insurance.
Exactly, man. That's what I mean. As far as me and my, me and Kayla, we have chose not to get married because there's a little more assistance and stuff there, you know, if you're not, which is fucking weird. It's so crazy, you know, for her to be a single mother instead of in a relationship is a better idea, which is just crazy that that's the way the system works. That's the way the world works.
Yeah, you know? That's like my wife. She had a kid when she was 21. It was, you know, she went to college for a year and paid for it herself. Got pregnant, had a kid, and then after that, doesn't have to pay for college anymore. So it's like you become irresponsible, have a kid when you're not supposed to, and they reward you.
They get rewarded for it. It doesn't make sense, does it?
No,
that's the world, though. That's what the United States is turning into, though.
Yeah,
but I mean, you got to know what loopholes are there and what laws are there, and take advantage of it. Pretty much, that's what the system teaches you.
Yeah, because it's like when we were, you know, when I looking at going to college and shit, it was like you can't get any assistance. Your parents make too much money.
That's how it was for me.
Yep. They're not paying for my fucking college. I am. What the fuck does that have to do with that? With their income?
Doesn't make sense at all. Because my parents were successful and they make decent amount of money, I get fucking violated. I have to pay the price and loan a bunch of money because they're successful. Like, that doesn't make sense at all. You know.
I get, you know, they should have, you know, programs so that single parents, single mothers can, you know, have a way to you know, to make something out of themselves. But then it also shouldn't be not geared towards, okay, this person's family may be well off, but they're not going to pay for your college. Where's my help at then? You know, I don't get any help because my parents were too well off. I mean, that's fucked up.
It doesn't make sense. You know, yeah. You can only clear so much money, but somebody else gets a hand. You know, they get all their kids, you know, paid for. They get checks for their kids. You know, their kids become, the more kids they have, the more the bigger paycheck they're getting a month. Is that starts to get fucking fucked up. You know, but there's plenty of people that are out there doing that shit.
And and I'm paying for it. We're paying for that.
Yep. That money comes from somewhere, and it comes from our fucking taxes. Yeah. The money that we're putting away. That's the fucking truth. And that's why it gets scary when you have, like what happened I think a couple of years ago down south in a couple places where the EBT program, their little debit cards that they run, they stopped working. And when they stopped working, all the people freaked out, and they started like stealing everything out of the Walmarts and shit and looting them because their fucking their cards weren't working, their welfare cards weren't working, and so they just started looting shit and stealing it, and they like were panicking, and people were freaking out about it because there were so many people down there in the South that were on this fucking EBT program, and it's like it was kind of like panic, and they were stealing all the shit out of stores, and that's like, it goes to show you, if you have this many people leaning on that system, if that system falls, dude, you have the scum of society that's gonna fucking ran amok, dude. It's gonna, you know, fucking steal and loot and kill and fucking rob, you know, for to eat. That's their way to eat. You know, the government's paying for them to eat. They take that away, what's gonna happen? You know,
that's what the government wants. They want us to be depending on them. You know what I mean? They don't want us to be. They want those are all the people that vote for them. Keep them in office. You know, keep all these fucks in office. As if, you know, you take my free shit away, I'm not going to vote for you.
Yeah.
They want all these people that are dependent on the fucking government to keep them in office. It's so ridiculous.
Definitely. It's just one big fucking cycle. You know, but the corruption of shit that goes on, that was another thing I was going to talk to you about, is, you know, what do you think about, you know, the heroin epidemic and, you know, how bad pill addictions are, and do you think that the government had anything to do with that? Do you think the doctors overprescribed that kind of shit there for a while that has made it get this bad? I mean, that's how I see it.
Yeah, the heroin thing, to me, is a result of all the doctors overprescribing painkillers. And I mean, some of them may not have known, you know, that that it was going to get this bad, and some of them, may have not gave a fuck, but
Yeah.
they were making so much goddamn money off of it. Who cares? All those doctors are making, millions of dollars just from writing scripts, and
Yep.
not doing anything. So then,
well, and then endorsements from the farms, like big farm
Yeah.
companies, like the corporations that making the pills, they give them all kinds of stuff, give them money and stuff for pushing their products and selling the most, and stuff like that. It's just crazy when you talk about narcotics.
well, yeah, and then they get. So now all these people are like, well, there's a huge pill epidemic. Let's cut that off. Let's stop all the pills. Well, all those people that you still have addicted to pills, you can't get their pills anymore. Where are they going to go to?
Exactly.
They're going to go to the fucking street and get heroin.
Exactly. That's they did. They went and they took the pills and they changed the chemical compounds so you can't melt them down in the spoon and you can't snort them. And so, okay, well, now we can't do that anymore. So what else can I do? How else can I get my opiate fix? Well, look, heroin is cheaper. Let's try this shit,
It's
That's
cheaper.
definitely what happened.
It's way more deadly, you know what I mean, than
Yeah.
the painkillers, because you don't know what piece of shit's been, what asshole drug dealer's been stomping all over that heroin. What's he cutting it with to make sure he gets more? You know what I mean? Then you get people that do I do this many bags, this shit. Why can't? And then does something that's cut with something nasty and it kills them because they don't know what's in their shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like.
Yeah, it only takes one time, of some bad shit, and it's fucking lights out.
Yeah.
There you go.
You're mainlining that shit. There's no, you know what I mean? It's going right to you. There's no stopping it.
Yeah, that's.
So to me personally, I think every drug should be legal. I mean, if I want to fucking shoot heroin or smoke crack or snort blow in my living room, I should be, and I'm not affecting anybody, I should be able to do it.
I agree with that. As long as you do it in the privacy of your own home and you're doing it as safely as possible. I don't really think there's anybody should be able to say anything.
But it's just like people say, like, oh, how can you control that and this and that? Look what happened with alcohol. They did the same thing. How are you going to control alcohol? People are making their own, bathtub gin and shit, blowing themselves up at home, making their own stuff. I mean, if you want to control something, you can control it. It's not all you have to do is look back. It's like our government and people have blinders to anything that was, 50 years ago, 60 years ago. Just look back at what prohibition and alcohol did. Look at all the fucking trauma that prohibition of alcohol caused. Now, you're doing the same thing with weed now. You're doing the same, any drug, you're doing the same thing. You're taking all that money that could be going to the government, that could be going, in return, put into programs to help people who are addicted to shit, help people, prevention instead of sending people to jail for all this shit. All that money.
Exactly. Rehabilitation is the answer, not putting them in a jail. That doesn't make sense.
What are you going to do in jail? You're just going to get pissed off that you're in jail.
I can't wait till I get out. I'm going to go smoke more crack. Why did you get in here? Because I smoke crack. When I get out, I'm going to go smoke some more crack because I'm pissed off.
In most prisons, you can get a hold of the drugs anyway. So it's like, if you want to get high while you're in prison, you're going to do the same thing while you're in prison. There is no there's no stop. It's just one endless cycle. And instead of throwing them in the jail and throwing away their keys, take them to a fucking rehab.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not everyone that goes to rehab is going to get clean, but at least you're making an effort to help someone as opposed to just throwing them into a jail and that you know what I mean. Go do your time and get out. And most of the people that come out are worse off than they went in.
It's like, oh, you're a drug addict. Yeah, you're a drug addict. Go in there and think about why you're a drug addict. When you come out, you're just going to still be a drug addict. You're not doing nothing to fix it.
And you'll connect it with more criminals, more people that have more connections. You become a better criminal while you're in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. But and like one thing you're saying, which is funny, is like you're saying like about weed, how people are still like believing old shit and still believing bullshit, not like researching for themselves. And it's like the reason that is because when there's something that they've been saying for so long, You know, that it's bad for you, it'll kill you, it's a gateway drug, it's this, it's that. All these people have spent all this money on this propaganda and all this shit for so long that they believed it, and now, like, to get these people to admit that's all bullshit, it's hard to get those people to do that, you know? And I think it's a lot of the older generation. They don't want to believe what they were believing their whole life is bullshit, you know?
Yeah, they don't want to believe that fucking stupid Reefer Madness episode, or, you know, shows that they saw when they were little aren't true, that weed doesn't make you crazy, and that weed is a terrible thing when it's so much better for, like, alcohol and cigarettes are legal, and those are so much worse for you than smoking a fucking joint ever could be. There's no purpose to smoking a cigarette or purpose to smoking or to drinking alcohol. There's people that are out there that have cancer. They can smoke some weed. It'll give them their appetite back. It takes their headaches away. Gets rid of their anxiety. There's fucking medical purposes for
seizures.
Marijuana. Yeah. I mean, just the fact that people I have a hard time. My aunts and uncles are so against it, and I'll argue with them till I'm blue in the face. Like, you have no problem with someone going out to a bar getting fucking shit faced, which is their prerogative. You know, I have no problem with someone going out and getting shit faced, but this thing that you think is a horrible drug has a medical purpose for someone who can, you know, who is cancer ridden and can't eat because of the meds that they're on. They smoke this and it makes them hungry. And, you know, you just watch someone that was a cancer patient that was on all these meds. They're ghostly looking, and then they let them start smoking medical marijuana. Their color comes back.
Yeah, they're like, they have some life again.
You know what I mean? And
feel a little bit of normalness.
I think a lot of the reason that weed's not legal is because of fucking big pharma and all these cancer people, all the companies that work on cancer drugs. Because if that's legal and there's this better alternative than taking your drugs, why would I fucking take your drugs when I can, you know, go to the store and get this medical, you know, even if you're not smoking it, if you're getting like an edible, you know, there's something that's going to make you feel better. That of course they don't want it around. You know what I mean? They don't want to prevent. It's all about keeping you locked into their meds and making sure that they're making as much money as they can. They don't give a fuck about you and your health.
Exactly. When I worked in the pharmacy, working with health insurance and doctors and shit, you start to realize that these are just patients to these people, dude. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they're not even patients.
They don't give a fuck. Fuck, they prescribe the wrong thing, you know, write the wrong thing. Fucking just all kinds of mistakes and weird shit where it's just, some I wouldn't say all, but there's some doctors out there that they don't give a shit, man. They give these people whatever, and these people definitely have issues from fucking prescription drugs. So it's fucking amazing, man. And it's just normal. That shit's normal. It's sold. It's okay. Marijuana's not okay.
Yeah.
How does that make sense? It doesn't make sense.
It does, and it's natural. It's not some fucking chemical that some chemist is, you know, whipping up in a fucking, you know, back room. You know, something that, like, you know, like cocaine's got to be made by some shady motherfucker in a bag.
Oh, definitely. In Mexico somewhere.
You know, those drugs are made by some shady motherfucker. This thing is grown in the ground, is natural. You know what I mean? It's not something that someone's making. It's so insane to me that carrot, you can go outside and grow a carrot, that's legal, but you can't fucking grow this other plant because if you smoke this other plant, you can get high off of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so ridiculous.
You know, speaking of, go ahead, finish that.
I was saying not just fucking weed, mushrooms, you know,
definitely
DMT, all this stuff that's natural is produced in nature, and it's against the law because the government doesn't want. Most of that stuff opens your mind, and you know, to stuff that you wouldn't have. Your mind normally wouldn't be open to if you weren't.
You can like break a vice. You could break a vice, like, you know, addicted to cigarettes. You try ayahuasca or something like that, and you're done. You'll never smoke a cigarette again because you just had like a spiritual like awakening or something. That's what they do. They send people down there, you know, to like Brazil and shit, do these journeys and shit where they go with like a shaman and they take this stuff for like a couple days, like retreat. Yeah, when they come back, they'll be addicted to pills, addicted to smoking, drinking. They come back, they're fine. They never touch it again. Quit cold turkey.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's that kind of shit's out there, dude. I agree too. That's the shit in the ancient like walls and shit where they're having all kinds of like crazy drawings and stuff. That was because they were eating mushrooms and stuff like that, and you know, opening their minds and thinking differently. That's probably, you know, that's one of the theories they believe is like, if you believe in evolution, that, you know, the monkeys started taking fucking mushrooms and started experimenting with tools and thinking differently and fucking making wheels and shit like that. That's a theory. Yeah. It's a little far out there, but that is a fucking theory. So I believe it. You know, if you've done mushrooms, if you've done psychedelics, you'd have a different view.
Yeah, it changes your outlook, and it's just
definitely.
I've heard recently. I think it was on Rogan's podcast that they were saying, they were talking about, they think that Moses was eating these like mushrooms off these like bushes that were that were thought to contain that DMT in it, and they thought the burning bush and all the shit that he was hearing was from a DMT trip.
Yep. I read that. Yeah, man.
It's insane.
It kind of makes sense, you know.
Yeah, makes a whole lot of sense.
It's really crazy. It does. I don't know, man. That's it. What you're Catholic, right? You're religious.
Yeah, I was raised Catholic.
So you're religious. Do you believe in the Catholic Church? You believe in Christianity? I mean, like, for the most part. Go ahead.
I don't really believe in religion. I just believe that you should be a good person because it's a good thing to do. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I understand the need for religion and that, like, the ideology, you know, to do unto others that you would want done to you. I understand the need for that stuff, but you should just do that because you're a good person. You shouldn't need to do that stuff. You shouldn't have to have a religion tell you to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why you have all these people that are like, oh, I go to church every Sunday. Like, it's like a contest. Like, it's like trying to get more Jesus points than me. And it's like, that's not what it's about. That has nothing to do with what God would want, you know? Like, it's just, and it's amazing, these people that take it. That's what it makes me sick every day. See these people that, you know, trick people, giving them their money, giving them the land, giving them things to the church, that these people are fucking sick people, and they take the money and spend it on strippers and drugs and fucking their own, you know, stuff. You know?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's amazing to me that kind of shit's going on. But it's just that people put so much faith in religion that they're already gullible. You're already believing shit like, you know, you believe that, you know, like,
yeah.
You're believing crazy shit already. Like, so then someone starts telling you, these sick motherfuckers, like, oh, your little daughter, you know, you have to give me your 6-year-old daughter. You have to give me your virginity. Blah blah, like that Warren Jeffs dude. You know, these polygamists or whatever the fuck they call them.
Yeah,
they use their religion to do that shit, and that's just like the sickest shit. You know, because they take these people that are so gullible and looking for a miracle and looking for something in life, or like a bigger purpose. It's sad. It's sad, you know, and that's I think mushrooms open people's minds where they don't fall into that. They don't get, you know, they're not as easily controlled, as easily fucking brainwashed. I think psychedelics have a lot to do with that.
Well, it makes you question everything.
Yes, it does. I mean?
And that's one of the things the government doesn't want, is if you're taking these hallucinogenic drugs, that you're questioning what they're saying all the time. You're not just following, you know, the doctrine that they say, you do this, go to work, pay your taxes, do this. If you stop for a second, take this hallucinogenic, and you're like, why the hell am I doing any of this? Look at this amazing drug. Look what I just experienced. why isn't everyone doing this? Why isn't everyone experiencing what we're experiencing right now? It's because they're afraid to, because they've been told their whole life that it's wrong. The government doesn't want you to do it, have anything to do with it. It's insane.
You'll go crazy,
You'll have a bad
crazy.
trip.
Yeah, you'll go crazy. You'll have a bad trip. You'll go crazy. You'll have a bad trip. You'll never be the same. You may never be the same, but it'll be in a good way. Unless you're stupid, unless you're irresponsible, like any drug, you're irresponsible with it. Bad things can happen.
Yeah.
If you're safe with it, you know what you're doing, then you're pretty much in the clear to explode your fucking mind.
It's just I feel like it's changing. Like the view on everything is changing. Like the view towards drugs, view towards just social stuff is changing, but it's the people that control everything and vote and are in power are old and are set in their ways and are so resistant to any of it because they've been it's been beaten to their heads their whole lives that what we think, like the stuff that we're trying to get past now and the stuff that we think is right, they've been told is wrong. So it's like we're just our generation is kind of on the cutoff to where we're banging our heads against the wall, like just get out of our way, let us take over, what you've been doing for 30-40 years hasn't worked.
It's not working.
You drove us into how much debt and all the crap that you're doing, all the war on drugs, the fact that we have the United States has more people in prison than any other country in the world. Like how is that possible that China has 1 billion people and we only have 300 some million and we have more people locked up than they do? Like that, the sheer idea of that is insane to me.
It is because we have a prison system. That's why we don't have prisons. We have a prison system, and that's everything that we've talked about so far has been systems. And the prison system is a money machine. It's it's a private business. That's money's given to them, and they fucking these inmates are a number. And their revenue, because you got to pay so much money. It's like staying at a hotel.
Yeah, that's another thing that's insane to me is that you get arrested.
They go into debt. Have you ever heard about this? Have you ever heard about the shit where they go into jail and when they come out they're in debt. They're in debt to the state like 40, 50 grand.
Yeah, pay to stay. Like
they're charging them, dude. Like what the fuck? Yeah,
you told me I had to be here. Like what?
Yeah.
How? Well, because most of these people.
Some people say fuck them, dude. They're prisoners, But like, what about if you didn't do the crime in the first place? You get put in there, and then you come out and you're in debt. Fucking, like what a fucking system you got there.
Well, and then that whole notion that they're criminals. Fuck them. They're in there. Someone can't make a mistake. I mean, people make mistakes every day. Something happens, some fucked up shit happens to you. You make some terrible mistake, and you get sent to prison. You're just automatically a shitty person. Then, come on, that doesn't excuse someone. Yeah, I'm not saying you say that, but that's how people think. That doesn't give you a right to think every person that's been in jail or been in prison is a piece of shit. Shit happens. People make mistakes.
That's
people
very true.
Change.
Very true.
I don't know. It's just our whole system is it's fucked right now.
It's all to make it is, but it's to make money. It's same with war. All this shit that we do in the Middle East. The reason ISIS is even there is because we have the money. The war machine has to make money. Yep. Somebody has to pay the piper. Halliburton's got to get paid. Halliburton's got to build nations, so we need to blow nations up. That's what's going on there, unfortunately. And now things are spinning out of control a little bit.
Well, my whole thing with all that is that, like, it's like you have to pick a, what I mean? Like you talk about the war and stuff, you talk about politics and stuff. It's like you have to fucking choose. There's a line in the sand, and you have to choose which line you're on. Like, why can't I stand in the middle of the line? Like, why can't I like what some stuff the Republicans stand for? I like what some stuff the Democrats stand for. Like, why can't I just be an American? Why do I have to fucking pick a political side? Like, I think that, I mean, there's so much shit that goes on that I think's fucked up both sides. Like, I think there's a lot of shitty stuff that the government does to its people, but I also know the government's necessary. If I want to drive my car to work, the government needs to be there in order to make sure that the roads are able to be driven on. There's stuff the government is there for, and as fucked up as I think they are, I don't want them in my life. We need them.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, anyone that complains that America's a shitty place, well, go somewhere else. I mean, you know what I mean? There's a reason why everyone wants to come here, and that's because most likely it's the best place to live.
Yeah, there's a reason why a lot of people hate us too, Like,
yeah, that's
a lot of people could say that it's because we're arrogant or we're idiots or whatever, but it could be because it's jealousy too, When people come and see, L.A. or see New York City, that kind of just it's like awe-inspiring, You see that kind of shit, those like real American cities.
Yeah, it's like it's nuts for me, growing up living in Bellevue to now living down here in Cincinnati. Just like what a culture shock
it is. Yeah, definitely.
To be in it's not Cincinnati's not even that big of a city. It's just insane.
To go from growing up like what you're saying, growing up from a little farm town of 700 kids in our high school to being in a big city, with a metro area with surrounding suburbs, highways and stuff. Yeah, you're just not used to it. Because I felt the same thing when I moved to Atlanta. It was like culture shock.
Atlanta's way fucking bigger than Cincinnati.
It's pretty big.
A lot of one thing that drives me nuts down here is the fucking traffic. It drives me insane.
Oh yeah, dude, that was the worst.
Traffic.
That was the worst in Atlanta.
And
here it's not. I mean, here it's in Toledo. It's bad, but it's not that bad.
No.
But in fucking Atlanta, oh my god.
Yeah.
You wanted to commit murder.
It's insane that there's that many stupid people driving on the road. That is just how did you get your license? Like, I mean, how this many idiots driving on one stretch of area at the same time?
It's amazing. There's lots of people out there that shouldn't have driver's license.
No.
Those are the people you got to look out for, and you never see them coming. There's a lot of idiots on the fucking road. 100%.
I love that we're jumping all over the place.
Oh, that's how this thing goes. The RowdCAST is always just bouncing ideas around. I wanted to ask you, have you ever seen Bigfoot? Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Do you remember us being younger, going camping and swearing that we always saw him?
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, did we ever see Bigfoot? I've never seen Bigfoot.
I can't. I mean, no, I've never seen a Bigfoot. Man.
me neither, man. Me neither. Do you believe in Bigfoot? You think Bigfoot's out there?
I mean, you would think by now we would have, especially with all the fucking, within the last couple of years, everyone's got a fucking camera phone on them. Everyone's got a camera. You'd think someone would have caught a glimpse of, someone would have got a clear, not some grainy ass picture that it looks like they fucking drew themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or like a camera where like it looks at something and a dude in a monkey suit takes off running. It's like, what, dude? Like, it's like, oh, it's Bigfoot. Like, no, that looks like a guy in a suit.
Yeah. I mean, there could be. I'm not going to say that I know that there's not.
I agree. With all the drones and shit we have now, it's like somebody would have fucking would have ultimate proof, but we don't. Same thing with Loch Ness Monster. Yeah. You get these weird sketchball weird dudes that are like, I seen it. I took this picture like here, but it's only in black and white, and
half a mile away.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little blurry.
You think with all the technology that someone couldn't take a fucking submersible like they used for fucking Titanic and float around that fucking lake to find this giant thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about aliens? You believe in aliens? You think there's fucking...
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Do you believe that they've visited this Earth?
That I don't know. But to fathom, like, it's hard for me to even fathom how big like our universe is, and our universe is that's one of the smallest universes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To think that there's not something out, that we're just this lucky, formation of atoms that fucking blew up and turned into humans. To think that there's not some sort of other life form out there, I think is stupid. Like you're just limiting yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
was listening to this to the Rogan podcast earlier, and they had Randall Carlson and Graham Hancock on there. And they were talking about the Earth and how every couple of years we like go through this. It's kind of like an asteroid belt, and he said we're just kind of flying through space. And he said we could. There's lots of meteors and fucking comets and shit. And he said we just dodge them. He said, but anytime we could hit something, we hit something. It would be like Earth ending. It would fucking everyone would be extinct. Fucking like dead.
Well,
They said when this giant meteor hit Jupiter, it was like 6.66 kilojoule guns or something, some fucking crazy like name of gigatons or something. Yeah, gigatons. And they said that if there was like 666 gigatons, they said if we blew up every nuclear bomb on the planet Earth all at once, it would be like 4 gigatons. So they said that's the kind of power that you're talking about if a rock hits the Earth while we're fucking flying through space. So, I mean, that kind of shit, that kind of shit amazes me to talk about. That it's like looking at like there's been catastrophes and shit from meteors in the past that's wiped people out that we don't even have in the history books. Yeah, that people they haven't even taught us that the history that we know, or the story of creation isn't exactly what we've been told. It doesn't seem like. It's kind of weird, Yeah. That's another thing is you try to tell people that have been teaching this their whole life that they're teaching bullshit and it's not right. There's gonna be a lot of people that fight that. So it's crazy, really crazy.
Well, I love when I was listening to it. Like the guy made the analogy. It's like you going outside and standing there blindfolded and let 15 guys shoot guns at you and hope you don't get hit by a fucking bullet. Yep. Us flying through that meteor belt.
Yep. And that's something you just gotta like. Are you gonna sit around and worry every day like, oh my god, today could be the day where the fucking meteor jacks the Earth? It's like you can't fucking worry about that shit. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah, fuck living my life scared about that.
Exactly. And hope when it happens, I hope it hits my house. It's like I want to be the first one to go. I don't want to be hanging around to see what happens afterwards. Fucking let me go out in the initial bang, dude. Like it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I mean, that podcast to me that you're talking about was insane. Just all the stuff that they're finding out about how they think maybe we didn't all originate from Africa, that might be that might not be me, right? That there was people on the Americas before the Indians.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That they were all eradicated by a giant meteor that just smashed into the earth and killed everybody.
Yeah, it's like you start talking about that, people think you're crazy, but they have lots of evidence to back it up.
Yeah.
So it's really wild. Really fucking wild.
I was listening to that podcast at work, and the guys that I work with, I'm standing there, and I'm laughing. I'll laugh every once in a while, and they'll kind of ask me what I'm laughing at. I'm like laughing at, and I'll just be like, dude, the stuff that I'm listening to right now, it boggles my mind that
Me
this
too.
stuff is going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that,
dude.
That there's meteors out there or that meteor that they said that hit the Earth, whatever that, that hit America 14,000 years ago. It was like 675 kilometers long.
Yeah.
Can you fathom how big that is? And what that, they said that the one that killed the dinosaurs was like 5 kilometers.
That's fucking
Just
nuts,
imagine what that did to the Earth. That they had like 1,000 years of wildfires.
Yeah, 1,000 years of what? Of just burning hell. That's what they said.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? 1,000 years? That's
hard to fathom. 1,000 years is hard to fathom.
Yeah. Yeah, to think that you're lucky if you could make 100 years. 1,000 years of just fucking, they said, hell on earth, just burning earth. It's fucking, but what we're talking about is the Joe Rogan Experience podcast with Randall Carlston and Graham Hancock. It's one of the newest ones they just put out. It's really good. Check it out. They talk about some really fucking out there stuff. Some new shit that's coming to light that it really kind of boggles your mind. It's really, really, really cool. Dude, I know that you're into, like I said, I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I know you're into like the, going to the raves and stuff, the EDM music and shit like that. You like that stuff, right?
Yeah, I do a lot, actually.
Yeah. You met your wife there, didn't you? Weren't you telling me that before? Yeah,
I actually met her on New Year's Eve in Detroit at a Skrillex concert, actually.
Wow. What? That's what I wanted to like talk to you about. Like, what what is it that you dig about it? Like, why is that scene? Like, I don't know anything about it. I only know a little bit, and but I know a lot of people that's what they're into. Like, what's appealing about it? Why do you like that shit?
Well, for one thing, I like the music. If you don't like the music, that's not gonna. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? You have to like the music to begin with. And then the other thing is, it's like a giant. It's a giant community, man. Everyone, I've been to like shit. I don't know, 15, 16 shows. A couple huge festivals a year. And I can honestly say I've never seen someone get into a fist fight, legitimately not fight, like fist fight, full blown fighting with each other. Now,
really?
People, there's always bad people. There's people steal shit. Stuff happens like that, but I've never seen a legitimate fight at one of these things. And it's because everyone's there to, everyone knows what's going on. Everyone's there to get fucked up, have a good time, listen to music. I actually got married at Electric Forest this year. That's where
That's awesome.
That's
crazy.
We decided we were going to. My sister Russell, or my sister Katie, her husband Russell, got ordained so that he could marry us at the festival. So it's just like that. That music and that scene have a special meaning to me. And it's hard for me to explain to someone that's never been to it. Like, I tried to explain it to Eric, my brother Eric, trying to get him to go to these shows with me and Katie all the time. And he's like, I don't, whatever. You know how Eric is. He's just not, he just goes with the flow. He's not really into anything. He just does, whatever. We finally got it, obviously, because we were getting married this year at Electric Forest. He went, and I've never seen that kid more happy in my entire life. It's so much fun. And it's just something you have to go and experience for yourself and just see, it's 50,000 people in an area that all are there for one common interest, one common thing to, listen to music and just be with each other. And it's a huge, it is like a big family. You don't know, obviously you don't know everyone there and you're not going to meet everybody, but it's just like everyone has that same connected feeling that you're just big, you're part of this bigger thing and you're part of a family. And it's, I'll anyone that I can tell, I'll tell if you like to have fun and if you can, come outside of your comfort zone and listen to some different kind of music, I'm telling you will not, there's no way you couldn't have a good time at the festivals that we go to. You'd have to try to not have a good time. You know what I mean? Yeah. You have to go out of your way to not have fun. It's just,
very cool.
It's life changing.
That's
say the
awesome,
least.
bro. What's the craziest festival story that you have? You ever get real fucked up or something crazy happen or anything?
Well,
Anything wild?
Actually, this year it was on the festival this Electric Forest that I'm talking about. It's a 4-day festival, so it would go from Thursday till Friday, or Thursday till Sunday. I mean, and Sunday night, the last show of the night was this band called Big Gigantic, which we all, everyone that went with us, we all knew and we love them. Love their music, or whatever. And we all did some. I forget what all we did. We were doing Molly, we're doing some K and shit. We were all sorts of fucked up, and Katie taps me on my shoulder, and she's like, "Dan, look behind us." And I look behind us, and these people had fucking snuck a nitrous tank in, and her fucking.
Holy shit.
She's like, "Should you think we should do it?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." So I walk back there, and we start talking to them. They give us some balloons or whatever. We started doing night, and there's just people like in a giant circle. You just look around and everyone's huffing on fucking nitrous balloons, and I'm like, I cannot believe that these people snuck a 20-pound nitrous tank into this fucking festival, and there's just fucking
amazing.
people fishing out left and right, falling down on themselves. It's just
That's
Eric's
awesome.
Eric's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is why we come here. Look at all these people, and, having the fucking
party,
time
bro.
of their lives. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just, I've seen all kinds of fucked. Here's one story that I'll tell you that was one of the most fucked up things I've ever seen. The first time I went to Electric Forest, we left at it starts Thursday morning, or it starts Thursday. We left Wednesday night to try and get there early to get in line. We got there 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday night. They start letting people in or whatever. So we get all of our campsite and everything set up. Me and a couple of guys that I'm with, we're walking around, hanging out. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning, maybe 6:30. Sun's starting to come up. We go to the bathrooms, and as we're coming back from the bathroom, I see this blow up doll, big ass naked blow up doll. I'm like, hey, dude, look at that blow up doll. My buddy's like, look at the naked bitch laying next to it. There's this fucking big, fat, disgusting, naked chick on her back with her legs spread, barking at people with her pussy as they're walking by. I mean, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and this chick's already this fucked up. And I'm like, this is gonna be one of the best festivals we've ever been to. Look at this shit, man. The festival hasn't even started yet, and they got people doing this fucked up shit, man.
That's awesome, dude. That's crazy. My one festival story was strange. The first Strange Fest.
Oh,
I got fucking a little out of control. I think there's a lot of ecstasy. Eating Tang with Eric Baker, and I woke up. I think I hulked out, and I woke up next to the fire at 7 in the morning, duct taped to a chair. My arms were duct taped to the chair. My feet were duct taped to the chair. My neck was duct taped to the chair. They had to restrain me. That's my festival story. I don't know what happened, but I know that I had to be restrained with a lot of duct tape. I was pissed off when I woke up in the morning. Shit sucked, man. Sucked ass.
Shit happens, man. Get out. Mix your chemicals and shit gets out of control.
Fucking the truth, man. Dude, what about talking about getting fucked up? What about Charlie Sheen being HIV positive? Did it surprise you?
No,
It didn't surprise me at all.
It just means that he has to wear condoms for the rest of his life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much. I heard he was paying girls extra to fuck him with no condom. That's what I heard, man. I don't know if that's bullshit or not, but
I want to meet this chick that's willing to play Russian
no
roulette.
No shit,
For a
dude.
little bit extra money.
That's fucking weird, man. I don't know. Some weird shit. But what?
I was gonna say, what do you got going on in your life that you're willing to? Charlie Sheen's like, hey, let me fuck you without a rubber on. I'll pay you some extra money.
I got HIV, baby. I got HIV. I'm trying not to blow it in you. Like, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I don't think so. Yeah, man. And it was like I heard a lot of people like, can you believe that? I'm like, can I believe that? Like, of course I can believe that. The way the dude was partying, you know, a year or so ago or whatever, when he had his winning thing, he was partying like somebody that wanted to die.
Yeah.
You know, like I knew something was up with him. I knew he had cancer, HIV, you know, just found out he's got a couple weeks to live, something like that. That's what I was figuring. So it did not surprise me one bit.
I was surprised it took this long to come out that he had HIV. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
I know. But they said he was paying a lot of hush money. He paid like maybe up to $1 million worth of hush money to these girls and shit to keep their mouths shut.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude. What a fucking crazy little fucking weasel.
Winning.
You never know, man. Winning. I'm a fucking tiger. Fucking bulletproof tiger. Tiger blood. A bulletproof tiger blood. He's a crazy cat, dude. For real.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think about the whole ISIS in Paris and all this shit in Belgium being on lockdown and shit like that? Got any views on that?
It's hard. It's hard to have a view on that stuff because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Legitimately, we don't know what's going on over there. You know what I mean? And it's who armed ISIS? You know what I mean? Who's arming them? Because a lot of stuff that I read is that we're to blame. A lot of the training that those people in ISIS have is from us through the CIA. So it's like, I don't know what to believe, and it's like obviously if they're they're fucking cowards. You know what I mean? They killed innocent people. You know, you're going to cafes, concerts, whatever, and shooting people up that have nothing to do with what's going on where you live.
Yeah.
So it's like, in that sense, I think they should be eradicated in that sense. But what are you going to do? You're just going to go, bomb all of them? You can't do that. You can't just indiscriminately bomb places because there's civilians. There's people that don't have anything to do with that war that that you're going to kill. You have to find a different way because the way of occupying a place, going in somewhere and then being there doesn't work, obviously, because you could see it didn't work in Afghanistan or in Iraq. So you got to figure something else out.
Yeah.
I mean, that war for them is never going to end. That's been going on for thousands of years. It's always going to be there. So my thing is just let them go. Let them, get out of the Middle East and let them be. Let them do what they're going to do. And if they fucking attack us or they do something to us, then you retaliate. And I know that's kind of a coward's way of looking at it, but I don't think going over there and attack. You're provoking them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stop giving them a reason to hate us. Stop provoking them.
You're kicking the hornet's nest.
Yeah, maybe some of that stuff would go away, and maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it would get worse. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I know what we've been doing isn't working. So it's time to switch something up and try something different.
Yeah, I agree. It's a slippery slope, though. So that whole thing over there, it's getting way blown out of proportion. And
but it's all religion. You know what I mean? Once again,
exactly. We talked about this last night.
You came to me asking about being being Catholic. There's nothing, there's shit in the Catholic religion that says if you're gay that you should be stoned to death. There's stuff in the Catholic ideology that says, you should kill this person. But Catholics don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't. I think they may call you a fag and that you're gonna go to hell. They may yell at you and say some nasty shit to you, but they're not gonna kill you. So where along in the lines of Islam has their radicalism gone from to where they're killing people?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, based off their religion. So it's like, it's not. It all stems from their rigid ideology that this is the way it is and there is no other way. I mean, that's been ingrained in them for thousands of years. So to think that you're going to go over there and blow them up and that's going to change the way that they believe is
It's not going to work like that. But that's,
to me,
that's what they want, you know, in their Quran or whatever. It says that the infidel, the West will come and will fight in Jerusalem, you know. The last battle will be there, and they'll take over the earth or whatever before God comes back. I don't know what the fuck, but something like that.
Yeah.
You know? So it's leading right into their prophecy. Or at least they think so.
Yeah, and then that to them justifies what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because they believe that stuff to be fact. They believe their religion and that stuff to be fact. So if we're doing this stuff, provoking them, well, they like, look, this is all the justification we need. They said this was going to happen. You know, our elders, the people that they hold in high regard and think that are, they're the smart people in their religion are saying this stuff. Then why wouldn't they believe it? You know what I mean? It's just
definitely
it's a ticking time bomb, man.
It is. It's a fucking powder keg, and that's what you just gotta hope. Having kids in today's world, it's kind of scary a little bit.
It is scary, but I'm with Rogan on the fact that with the internet, all this stuff's gonna get a lot of this shit's going to get phased out. People are going to, the internet's is, debunking all these people's lies, catching people in lies.
Oh, definitely. If you're a fraud, you'll be found nowadays. Somebody will fucking search it out and figure you out,
Yeah. Like Jess's son, she has an 8-year-old son. So, or we have he's my stepson now, obviously, but
yeah,
they're growing up in a generation where they don't know what it was like before the internet. They always had the internet, so it's like they'll always have that information to them.
Yeah.
So it's like they're going to grow. I'm just interested to see like that generation, what they end up are able to do with all the information and the technology that they have. Because
I think it's crazy for us. When we grew up.
Oh yeah.
We were growing up. We didn't have the internet, and then we had the internet. We've seen both in our lifetime.
Yeah.
We grew up without it, and then into our teenage years, we got it. I
mean, can you just remember how we, being in high school, how crazy it was when we all have Xbox and get online and we were playing other people?
Yeah, I remember us playing Unreal Tournament back in the day online. It was so crazy. Xbox Live was nuts.
How insane that was that we were able to play other, people from all over the world. I mean, that's nuts. Now you can get on Facebook and you can talk, you can talk to anyone. You can literally talk to anybody in the world that has Facebook.
Skype, you can fucking call them,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
It's almost like you're sitting right there with them.
Yeah.
It is. It's amazing that, and now they're putting Skype on phones and Apple FaceTime,
Yep.
And pretty soon it's going to be, a little. You'll walk in and you press a button and you're going to be floating there like a hologram in Star Wars.
Yeah.
You won't need a screen anymore. It's just going to be in the air there. Yeah. That's what all these new holograms and shit they're working on. Microsoft with HoloLens and shit like that. All that shit's going to really change the game. It's going to be real weird.
Like Oculus Rift and all that shit.
Oculus Rift, yes. Very insane, the 3D games where they just say they're so realistic that it kind of creeps you out when you do it. So I'm all for it, man. I love video games, and I'm all for trying that new shit out. I want shit that makes me shit my pants.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to talk to you about, like with the video games. Is that does Kayla give you shit about playing games all the time?
Oh yeah, man. Oh, I get in lots of trouble. Yeah, you get bitched at.
Yeah, Jess hates it.
Yep, so does Kayla. That's why she's so happy, because our new baby room is my office / man cave. So she's very excited. She's ready to get it painted in here, get all my stuff out of here as soon as possible. So yeah, I don't know what the RowdCAST studio is going to be when that happens. I'll be in a closet somewhere.
Build a shed out back.
I know. Well, I do. I have a nice big garage, but I don't know how my internet signal will be. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But Yeah, man. I got one more question for you.
Okay.
Fucking out of the last, and pretty much the three presidents of our life, you know, that us growing up with, you know, Bill Clinton, George Bush, and Obama. Who do you think has been the best president, and why do you think that?
I mean, all three of them have fucked up royally. I mean, you know what I mean? They've all done stupid shit. They've all, you know, they've all put stuff into motion that's gonna fuck us eventually down the, you know. Well, Clinton already has with the housing stuff. He put stuff into place that fucked us. You know, Bush brought into office the Patriot Act and all that bullshit where they can fucking give the
NSA,
government fucking spy on you. And then, you know, who knows what Obama's doing, what that's going to, you know, Obamacare and all that crap that he's brought in is going to help do to us down the road. I mean, I don't know who's, I mean, I guess Clinton. Because I would, you know, obviously growing up with my dad, he's a Republican. He's not a Republican. He won't say that he's a Republican, but he leans to the right. Most of the people that he agrees with and sides with are Republicans. So I mean, and I don't want to look at it like that. So it's like I try to look at it both sides. Like I try to look at who do I think is a better person, and it's like all of my Clinton did the most good for us. You know what I mean? I just don't think that the other two. You're giving me a hard thing to choose from. It's like having to choose.
Oh, I know.
Which time
Just
I like getting fucked.
The lesser of the evils.
Yeah,
no matter what, and whoever wins this next election, it's really, I think it's, you get ready, you get into office, they sit you down and they say, okay, this is what it's like being president. We're going to tell you what to do. We're going to tell you what to say. Yeah. You're going to go here. You're going to do this. You're going to say this, and this is what it's going to be. This is called being the president. Yeah. And they say, okay. And they say, oh, you got a couple ideas. Well, listen, no. You got to do this, so because it's going to do this, and then you got to do that. I think that's a lot of what being the president is. I think there's people behind the scenes that are pulling the strings.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I try to explain. I don't know. You know, I'll talk to people about stuff like the government. The president doesn't really make any fucking decisions. It's all the big corporations. You know what I mean? The banks, all the people with all the money are the ones pulling the strings, making the decisions. So it's just like who do they want? They're just, you know what I mean? It's the corporations who are sticking people in office who they want there that will favor them. So it's like you will never really have a president that I'm fully behind and back, because I don't honestly believe that he makes any decisions. I honestly believe that he's being, you know, told. He's a puppet. He's being told what to do, where to be, and how to say it. So it's like, you know, what good is it to? I mean, I don't think the president really controls anything.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. Well, it's I don't. No matter who wins, no matter what they want to do. You know, you see the shit where Obama had the shit about whistleblowers, you know, and then Edward Snowden comes out, and now Edward Snowden's the biggest fugitive in the world, you know, one of them, him and Julius Assange. It's crazy.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
Like I tried to argue with my dad the one day about that Snowden. My dad said that he's a piece of shit. I'm like, that. He brought to light all this fucked up shit that the NSA was doing. He was like, I agree with you that what the NSA was doing is wrong, and that they should be outed, but not like that. You put people's lives in danger and this and that and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Dad, that's the only way to get through to these people now. That's the only way that you can get, you know, that you can do anything is because they control everything. So
exactly.
Getting people killed. I mean, I guess that's the catch-22 in doing that, is that some people might die, but those people died for a good cause. That information needs to be out there. You need to know that you're talking on the cell phone. Hey, the government's probably listening to you. That's fucked up.
Exactly. But you know what? The biggest problem that becomes is because it's Minority Report. They're trying to listen to you and listen to watch everything you say to get you to catch the crime before it even happens. Like when you're setting it up to go do it, they're there to stop it before it happens, and that's Minority Report. That's like seeing the future. That's where it gets scary. That's where it gets fucked up because they're listening to people that aren't doing anything wrong just for that purpose, so they could catch you doing something wrong when you do. It's entrapment. If anything's in fucking entrapment, that's entrapment. We'll just keep all your email. So when, we want to, we'll bust you because you're cheating on your wife. We have some dirty emails that we'll hold it on file for you. It's like, it's fucked up, man. You got to be careful. Like I always say, though, the fucking Terminator's coming.
Google.
AI, Google is going to turn into a person, kind of like in Age of Ultron. And it's going to take over the world, and the Terminators are going to come, and they're going to take us all out. And that's going to be the end of the humanity, and that's going to be the evolution. That's the next step.
Yeah, Google's going to be fucking Skynet.
Yeah, Skynet, Google.
There's just all like the AI, the artificial intelligence, and the robotic stuff. I don't even like to think about that shit because that does scare the fuck out of me. All the stuff that they're doing.
It's very scary. You ever hear about these like arms in the factories that go crazy and grab people and fucking slam them into the machines and kill them?
What's causing that? You know what I mean? Oh, it's a malfunction. How do you know that's all it is?
Malfunction for blood.
Yeah.
For real, dude.
Tired of being a fucking machine, build stupid fucking car parts that wants to leave.
For real. That's crazy, man. That's unfortunately, I have a feeling that's what the evolution of the human being is going to be is robots and technology. Humans infused with technology, like cyborgs, People. Like, what? Oh, you need your leg? You lost your leg? Well, we'll give you a robotic leg. It's just like normal. It's just robotic. And it moves faster. It doesn't wear out. You don't. If your kneecap starts going out, we just load another one in there, and your kneecap's fine again. Your ACL. Yeah, we just put another chip in there, and you're good to go. That's how it's gonna be. There won't be any more humans.
Yeah. Hopefully, it's like 500 years from now, so anyone that I ever come in contact with will never be involved with it.
That's how I try to think. I try to think of it too, but I feel like it's like a virus now. I feel like it's just gonna be faster and faster and faster, and hopefully, not in our lifetime are we gonna see it. But I don't know, man. It's getting real weird, real fast. Real weird, what?
I said, especially with Elon Musk running the charge, man.
Yeah, man.
Those are some smart people, man. They're doing some crazy shit.
Exactly, and when he's saying you were summoning the demon, about AI, that's kind of scary because the guy's way smarter than I am.
Yeah,
and he says don't do it. Like people think I'm joking when I always say that, but I'm not joking, dude.
No,
I think the fucking robots could wipe us out if they wanted to, and we're the one making them smarter. We're the one making them faster. Making them better, fucking wild, man. Wild. Well, we've been on here for about an hour and 10 minutes. Is there anything else you want to talk about that we didn't talk about? Anything you got?
I mean, not really. We kind of bounced around towards everything.
Yes, we did. Did a nice little sweep.
Like I said, eventually, or I haven't said it yet, but eventually I'd like to come up there to Toledo and actually be in studio with you.
Fuck yeah, dude. Let's do it. Whenever. Let me know. We can get together. We'll make plans. You come up. Yeah. And we'll do one. Yeah, you get to check out the whole setup. A pretty little sweet setup.
Yeah.
I got here.
Before it changes into the baby's room.
Yeah, I got to get here before the big change comes. I'll come up with something else though.
When after that was another thing I wanted to ask you. When she due?
May 5th. Cinco de
25th.
Mayo.
That's a nice day.
Mexican baby. Yep. His name's gonna be Jose.
Okay.
Suave. Jose Suave Radloff. That's his name. Yep. I think that's what we're gonna call him.
I'm sure she'll go along with that.
No, not at all. She's got very picky on the names. And I tried to get her to say, if it's a boy, let me decide. If it's a girl, let her decide. And no way. She's got a big say if it's a boy's name too. So, yep. I just want to call it Maximus because it's going to be a boy and it's going to be a cage fighter. It's going to be like a gladiator. So I'm going to train it with fucking bobcats in the fucking backyard, fenced in, with Rowdy and a bunch of bobcats, and have them fight them off. And that's how we're gonna train them, get them ready for fucking blood sport.
That's awesome. Well, that's congratulations, though, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Able to
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
how's your mom feel about it?
Good, man. She's real good. She's excited, of course.
Yeah. My mom will not. It's constant. When are you having a baby? When are you gonna have a baby?
That's all you hear. That's how some people, they're like, you guys aren't married, blah blah blah. It's like, whatever. It's 2015. We'll be married eventually. We have plans for it, but we just gotta take it one thing at a time. And like I said, when she's okay, she's getting assistance for being a mother.
Yeah.
You can't really fight that, so we let that run its course, and shit's good though. So, but yeah, man, we'll plan something. We'll get you up here in studio and do it big style. I appreciate you coming on, man, and taking time.
I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, dude, it was good fucking talk. I knew it would be, but we could do this anytime, man. You just let me know, and we roll back the red carpet and do the RowdCAST. So it's always weird, always fun, and I'm gonna put a little fucking music on to roll out, and pretty soon, Dan, we'll have you back, man. We'll do it again. So appreciate
Sounds
you, man.
good, man. Thank
All right,
you,
brother.
We'll talk to you later, man.
Later.